A broke orphan borrowed $900 to buy a pizza shop. On his first day, he made exactly $14. Today, that shop sells a pizza every single second, somewhere on earth. This is not a lucky story. This is a man who almost lost everything 3 separate times before he built Domino's. Stay with me, because the middle of this story is darker than you think. Tom Monaghan lost his father at age 4. His mother couldn't afford to raise him. He spent his childhood bouncing between foster homes and orphanages. He failed out of a seminary school for pillow fighting. He dropped out of college 6 separate times. By 1960, he was broke, jobless and desperate for a way out. His brother Jim heard about a tiny pizza shop for sale in Ypsilanti, Michigan. It was called Domino's. The asking price was $500, plus $400 in debts already owed. The brothers didn't have that kind of money, so they borrowed $900 from the post office credit union, where Jim worked as a mailman. They opened the doors on December 9th, 1960. Total sales for the entire first day, $14.
They didn't even own a phone. Customers had to physically walk inside to order. Tom hired 2 laid-off factory workers to deliver pizzas on commission because he couldn't afford real employees. Slowly, business crept up. $70 a day during the college semester. Then it crashed to $28 the moment students left for summer break. Jim never wanted this life. He kept his mailman job and barely showed up. 6 months in, the brothers fought. Jim wanted out completely. Here's where it gets almost unbelievable. Jim agreed to give up his entire 50% ownership of the business. In exchange, Tom handed him a beat-up Volkswagen Beetle, the same car they used for deliveries. Jim walked away thinking he'd got the better deal. He had no idea he'd just traded away half of what would become a multi-billion-dollar company.
Now, Tom owned everything. But everything meant sleepless nights and burnt pizza for dinner. He slept inside the restaurant because he couldn't afford rent anywhere else. He studied every pizza place he could find. He tested recipes obsessively. An Italian restaurant owner eventually shared a sauce recipe with him. That sauce changed everything. Customers started noticing. Business slowly climbed back up. But here's the part most people never hear about. Tom kept getting scammed by people he trusted. One so-called business partner convinced him to hand over his entire savings, thousands of dollars he'd spent years earning, to invest in an oil well. The man disappeared. The oil well never existed. Tom lost almost everything he had built, again. And he still didn't legally own the name Domino's yet. That fight was still coming. By 1979, Tom needed something to separate his pizza shops from every competitor in America. So he made a promise that would define the entire brand. Your pizza in 30 minutes or it's free. It worked. It worked almost too well. In just 2 years, Domino's sales crossed $1 billion. They opened over 1,300 new stores. By the end of the 1980s, Domino's had grown to 5,000 stores nationwide. But that 30-minute promise came with a hidden cost. Delivery drivers, terrified of missing the deadline, started driving recklessly through neighbourhoods. Throughout the 1980s, Domino's delivery accidents were linked to more than 20 deaths. In 1993, a jury in St. Louis awarded a woman nearly $80 million after a Domino's driver ran a red light and hit her car. Tom Monaghan made the call himself. He killed the 30-minute guarantee for good, calling it a symbol of reckless driving and irresponsibility. By the late 1990s, after 38 years of running the company he built from nothing, Tom was ready to walk away. In 1998, he sold 93% of Domino's to Bain Capital. The sale price? Roughly $1 billion. The same man who made $14 on his first day walked away a billionaire. In 2004, Domino's went public on the New York Stock Exchange. Today, the company pulls in over $4.7 billion in annual revenue. It now operates in more than 90 countries, with locations from Ypsilanti to Mumbai to Bogota. So remember that $14 on day one? That number is now worth less than what Domino's makes in about 3 seconds of business, somewhere in the world, right now. An orphan with no father, no money, and a borrowed Volkswagen built one of the biggest food empires on the planet. Not because he got lucky, because he refused to quit, even when everyone around him did.